Hi, and welcome to Coding with Jesse. I'm Jesse Skinner, and today I'm going to be continuing doing some freelance development, continuing with this user interface for the new cryptocurrency I'm working on. So if you've tuned in already, you've already seen me working on these circle cats. These are coins. And last week I started plugging it into this user interface and working on this modal. So that's what I'm going to pick up today. I have some new artwork for the coin, so I'm going to integrate that. I have some artwork for the modal interface as well, so I'll be plugging all that in and seeing where we get to. Try hard, please. Thanks for joining me already. Good to see you. I don't know what EYY means, but I'll say thanks. Hopefully it's a nice thing. Yeah, so let's have a look at the new assets I got. Let's see here. So I haven't looked at them yet, so we'll look at them together here. There's a new texture, new background color, new... let's see if I can see them a bit bigger here. Zoom in. No, I want tiles. Alright. So, a little bit new trim here of the coin. Background color, I guess... Andre, Knight, good to see you too. Hello. Good morning. Yeah, here's the cartoons. So, and here's the images for the example coin. So, first thing I'm going to do is replace the coin texture here. So, let me see. Yeah, it's evening there. Eh? Yeah, it's a quarter after 11 here. 6:17 there. So you must be East Europe, I guess. Cool. Alright, so let's see, what am I doing? I need to open up, I guess I need to work on the coin itself first, so. I'll do a get pull. I don't think anyone would have committed anything to it, but it's possible. Alright, let's open that up. And I think I can probably just drop in the SVG for the texture here. How am I doing today? Pretty good, yeah. I'm a little nervous because both my wife and son are napping right now, and if my son wakes up first, I kind of have to stop the stream and go get him. But hopefully it'll all work out nicely. We'll see. Alright. So the new texture is simply there. I'm gonna just copy it and then paste it into the other folder. Coding with Jesse coin, and then an images. So I'll paste it in there, and I want it to replace that one. So I'll just delete the old one and then rename the new one to be the same. Come on, rename. A is like hey. Cool. Hey. You didn't want to be all uppercase. Yelling at me, hey, I guess. Makes sense. Yeah, let's refresh our coin and see if it's like already better. Yeah, I guess so. You can see here, oh, I can't go back. I wish I had like both open so I could compare, but using my memory. These ridges here are a little bit darker now. That's the main thing. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing. There is that color now. So, where am I? Oh, on this tab. There's this background color. Now we're not using, I mean, it's like inline in our JavaScript, so this will be a little bit different. I'm still going to copy that over just so I can look at it inside code. I need to refresh. Oh, did I copy the wrong one over? Yeah, I did. Copy that. There we go. Background color. Yeah, so I'm going to inline this too. I don't know. I assume it changed, but I can't tell. Let's look in the JS. Rape. So I have it like up here. Just thinking maybe I'll throw that in its own function. I don't know. I don't know why I'm always looking to optimize stuff when I don't need to. So I need to make it the same as I had it. So I'm going to drop the XML thing, the comment, the doc type. Get rid of the ID, but I want to add a class. And I'm going to like format this a bit so I can make sure there's nothing off screen. So I'm just like looking at it. What am I missing? What's different? Coin background. This, that. That's the same. I think on the old one I dropped the width height, right? Yeah. Because I'm using CSS to style that. Viewbox, sure. Enable background's the same. I think that's all fine because the path inside is going to depend on that. It got taller by about a pixel. I think it's fine. It is better. You mean the this looks better? How are you like rewinding to figure that out, or how do you know? You just have a good memory. And then I want to drop the background color in here. Did that change? I better look. You might have tweaked the color. I think that's the same. Yeah, FAB 832. Okay. I think that's all I need. I actually don't know if it changed at all. Maybe not. I don't see any differences, but whatever. Better to be safe than sorry, as they say. And that should be... Oh, this time I'm going to open a new tab so we can actually see if anything's different. Switch back and forth, so they are identical. I didn't need to do that, but okay. Oh, he sent me a new background color, so I thought maybe it's related, but he just sent me all the assets. Okay, that looks good. Looks fine. I'm going to commit it. Should be the only... Oh, I want to... So I don't need the... I don't need either of those. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to get diff. I just like to... It'll show me what's actually different. There's like an M break. That's not really important. But actually, why do I have that? Shouldn't code clean out like weird line breaks and stuff? Where is that one? What? Oh, it's in that. I don't need to worry about that. That's in the file. That's why it's like I didn't. So if I open it and then like I think if I make a slight change and save it, that this is just like a Windows or something. I don't know. I don't want it there. It's still there. Who cares? Okay, whatever. It won't matter. It'll get downloaded to the browser anyway. And oh, there's one thing I was thinking of doing I didn't do yet, which is crush this SVG. So, you know, there's white space in it and comments and all that. It really doesn't... It can be minified a little bit. I think I have a program that can do it. SVG Optimizer. And let me think. I guess I can keep the original and do like a .min minified version of it. In case someone wants to edit the original, I don't know. I always have trouble figuring out how to use this program. I wish programs would just like have the most basic example. Because it's just like, here, read all our options and arguments. And then you'll know how to use it. And I don't. So I have to read all of them. Input file. Yeah, okay. So I'll do -i input file and then what? -o output file. And then it'll just crush it, I hope. So what do I do? Oh yeah, svgo-i images coin texture -o images. The edges on the coin make it really good. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, it was It was really hard to see those before, but now, yeah, it really gives it that coin. Looks like a coin now. So I'm going to do cointexture.min.svg, and then we can compare the difference. Oh, no, it tells us. Yeah, it's going to save like 12 kilobytes. That's decent for this. In the code, it'll just be like, yeah, it's really crushed. That's for sure. Unreadable. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's for the browser. So I'm going to swap that in my, I believe it's in the CSS. So we're at here. I'm going to use the minified one instead. And if I refresh one of my two, let's say that one. Ooh, that's not good. Good thing I checked. So it mangled it a little bit. I wonder if there's like an option like don't break my SVG. Precision maybe? Precision, number of digits in the fractional part. Let's try that. If that doesn't work, I'm going to give up. Because it's not super important that I do this. It's just like an optimization, obviously. But, 12 kilobytes of white space is I always prefer to get rid of that. Set number of digits. So let's crank that up to, I don't know. How many digits? How many digits are in the original ones? 4? 4 digits? Does that make a difference? Can't tell. Doesn't make a difference here. No, it's still broken. Alright, forget that. It's a problem for another day. I wasn't asked to do that, so it's not really on my to-do list. It's just something I thought of doing. Alright, I'll revert this back. This should be fine now. I'll commit it. It's also something that, like, because this is being pulled into projects that are already running Webpack, it can be done, like, on that side of things in the build step. It doesn't have to be in the coin itself. So I don't have to worry too much about it. I do worry that whatever tool is going to crush it is going to break it, but again, problem for the future. So new coin texture version 2. I'll just push that. Oh, I also need to npm version patch. It's not really minor change, it's very minimal. And then I'll push that with dash tags. Ken65, thanks for following. Nice to see you. I'm just trying to figure out, I'm just making some changes to this coin here. And now I'm going to, I think I'm done with the coin for today, but I can't remember, so I need to open up my email, see what all the stuff I was asked to do is. I'm going to do that off screen. Hope that's okay. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, I see. The new color layer was just in case the old one had changed, but it actually didn't. It looks okay. He says there's a shadow. So we talked about having a shadow down here. And maybe it's there and I just can't see it. Is that possible? Let's look at the texture, like, on its own. How do I do that? Images. Okay, I'll just look here. Images, coin texture. I don't see a shadow down there. So what does that mean? Means maybe the shadow is, maybe he just means this shadow. That could be. And darker lines here, yep. And that's all for that. And then what else was I supposed to do? I think I had like a little to-do list. I don't know. Let's see. What am I doing? Anyway. There it is, I think. Oh no, that's my old one. There it is. No, nothing really I need to do extra, so I'll just continue on. Okay. Then, right. So I'm going to switch back to the crypto coin repository, CryptoCred. I'll close my editor on the coin for now. Every time I do that, I'm like kind of jinxing myself that we'll probably need it in 2 seconds for some unpredictable reason, but whatever. And I was working on the coin front back. So mostly I'm in this modal today. I need to pull in the new coin, and that's where we can actually see the difference, because this is still using the old one, right? This is... Oh, I need to run this. I'm going to try running that in my editor today. Oh, control, there we go. So if I'm going to just do npm, no, it's npm run dev, will be the Webpack dev tools. I'm going to run in here just as an extra editor, because I don't really need to look at it, but I was watching the Larkin stream the other day, and he's the developer of Webpack. Really good stream. I really suggest you check it out. And he was pointing out that you can control-click inside stack traces in the editor and be able to check that out. It'll actually open it up. So I find that really cool. And here, obviously, it won't be available. So it's complaining I need some kind of module not found, so I probably need to do npm install. So, what else is going on here? I guess I'll wait for that to finish, make sure it's all compiling. Yep, good. So I can ignore that for now. Just hide it. Then this should load, and then I can... Right, it's broken. Why is it broken? 404. Check login. Oh no. Something's changed. So, something's changed. Oh, I think I remember a discussion in the email about the URLs changing on this. But I didn't read all my... It wasn't like email sent to me, it was just I was CC'd. But I think I should have read that stuff. Let me Google collection. Because I think we're naming... I think instead of numbers, we're giving them names now. I'm not totally sure. The other thing I could do is roll back and just work on the previous version that was working. I can do that for now. It's probably fine. Because the part I'm working on isn't really involved in that. Let's see. What's the last commit I made? I think this one. I'll try that version. What is Webpack for? It's for taking a lot of different files and combining them. Because on the web, like when you actually go to a website, you don't want to... It's like really slow to download, say, 100 different JavaScript files, and they all contain white space and all that stuff. So Webpack like packages it for the web. It combines all the files into one or just a few, and then it strips out. You can have it set up to strip out all the white space, stuff like that. So it's trying to crush down all the assets for the web, basically. And yeah, it does other stuff too. It can do quite a lot of stuff. So if you're using React, for example, React is written in JSX, which is not really JavaScript because it has like HTML right in it. It'll convert that. You can have it set up to convert that, stuff like that. So Webpack's like your build process for the web. Let's try the version I last committed and see if it's not broken. Let's see if it's not broken first. Yeah, it's broken. Oh, right, because I forgot to commit those files. Yeah, last week I forgot to commit a couple of my files, so. Oops, forgot to commit. Let's try that version. Okay, check out that hash. It still says those files are missing, which is weird. But I think maybe I just need to restart my Webpack. Sometimes that's the case. Let's hope it builds, yeah. And now this works? Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to work off this. I'll make a branch, and then later I'll figure it out. Let's make a Jesse branch. I'll merge it back in later and try to figure out where it's going. But right now I'm just working on this modal. I don't expect the modal to have changed drastically, so I should be okay in terms of conflicts when I merge. Return to Dusk, good morning. Nice to see you. Yeah, let's see. You know, last week I asked about putting music on in the background. I don't know. I'm still undecided on that. I don't know if it'd be too distracting but like I said, I always work with full blast, rocking music on. Working here too? No music? Oh, you're asking for no music. Yeah, you know what? I won't. Because if you guys want to put on music in the background too, you don't want to have double or whatever. It's stupid on streams? Okay. You win. You win the argument. No one told me a strong yes or no either way, so. I think Try Hard Please you said it's okay, but yeah, I'll leave it off. Alright. It's fine. So I want to see the new coin, so I'm going to pull that in. So what am I working on? I'm doing some freelance work for a new cryptocurrency, and it's a very visual cryptocurrency. So the idea is that you can really see the coin, you can customize your coins, issue them. So the idea is like, I don't know, you might have a wedding and then give these coins away as like wedding favors with a picture of your wedding or whatever as like a thank you. And then they're actually worth money, maybe $1 a coin or even less. And then you can yeah, I see your message, but I'm not gonna yeah, it's based on Ethereum. So it is a cryptocurrency that way. But yeah, it's not so much like for investing. I think it's more about like giving it. So it's about passing it on and the collectability of it. It's a different take on cryptocurrency. It wouldn't be something you pay your bills with. It's more about, yeah, it's a keepsake. That's a good word for it. So let's see. I'm working on this modal where you actually design your coin, and what I'm interested in right now is to drop in the new design. What? It's already there? Oh, because I did npm install. Okay, so we can compare. That's the old one. That's the new one. Yeah, the new one looks way better. Totally. The old one's it's really hard to see that ridge. It is there, but you have to it's almost impossible to see it. It's this light gray there. Where on the new one, it's a lot darker. It's a lot easier to see that ridge. So that's cool. Alright, so this is supposed to be an example. And they're supposed to, I should pull up that, where did I put it? Is it still in my temp folder? Cannot access temp. No, I had some artwork that I was working through. I don't think I can pull it up here. I gotta switch over to my other workspace. I'll be right back in a sec. Alright, sorry about that. I am running Arch Linux. is the ridge all done with CSS? No, it's actually all SVG. So the artwork here, and then even the gradient is done with SVG. And the circle here that's going to crop an image, that's also SVG. It's Dam's Life. Thanks for watching, and thanks for following. I think that was 5 hours ago. Thank you. And yeah, so, oh yeah, I was going to open up the artwork I pulled over. So it's in my temp crypt. Yeah, this one. So I'll show you actually what I'm doing. I'm working on, where is it? Close. This is what I'm mocking up. This is the artwork. This is what I'm trying to make. This is supposed to be that. So it's not too far off. I need to drop in, I have actual images here. This is going to be a different image. And I have actually a kite surfing image. Yeah, so right now I'm putting in this like 150 placeholder. So I actually have, oh, it's in this tab, isn't it? I have this one now. So I'm going to put that in there, and I'll put that, return to dust. Thanks for following. Really appreciate it. I'm going to put that in there. So both of these I want to drop into whatever folder. Is it the same folder? Okay. Coding with Jesse, crypto, and then I guess in the CSS folder, I don't know. We can make a new images folder or assets or something. Call it assets. More generic. And then in here, I'll just plop those in. Kitesurf front, kitesurf back. So then in here, in the code for there, wherever that is, that's in coin front back. No, that's in create a coin. I'm going to look for those two placeholders in the intro and simply replace this with what'll be the URL /assets/ I have such bad short-term memory sometimes. Kitesurf front, kitesurf back. Alright. Same but back. So that should be enough. It should just, by the time I get there, it's already there. Cool. So that's getting really close to this. I need to change that name. Is this React? Yes, it is. Thanks for watching, Nick. Yes, this is built in React. So that's pretty good. I'm going to replace my name with, I got to look at my email. It was like, I think it was Rich Harris. Whoever it is, I think is famous, but famous in kite surfing, and I'm far, far removed from the kite surfing community. Let's see. Here it is. Oh, Luke Harris. LukeHarris.cred. LukeHarris.cred. I guess that's an actual website. The .cred is a top-level domain. It's the same company that owns the domain and is doing the cryptocurrency, so. Oh. Nope, I guess it's not. Or not yet, anyway. Okay, it doesn't matter. Yeah. I'm kind of annoyed that I have to open this every time I refresh it, so how about I force it to be visible temporarily all the time? How do I do that? I think I do style. Display. Oh no, it's like display block. I'm just guessing. No, it's not good enough. Alright, forget, I'll just click it every time. So I need to drop the cartoon in here. That's this cartoon, and I have that somewhere. This one. So I actually want to bring all those cartoons over. And then I just have to remember which one's which. So this one's cowboy customizing.jpg. So I'm just going to use CSS and set that as the background of this modal. So the CSS for this modal is also called createacoin.css, and I think, or I'm not sure. Let me see if the cartoon stays on every page. No. It's only on that first one. And then there's that one. Okay, so I only want it on my intro tab. So my intro tab is nav-intro. Then the body. There's the footer, and then there's... So I kind of want it behind the body and the footer, I think. So I'm just going to set it on the background of this. So nav intro. I should be able to... It should be this easy. Nav intro. I'm just thinking, you know what, I'm going to throw it behind this. Even the ID shouldn't show up in other places, but in case it does, I'll be very specific. And then I'll just say background. URL is going to be up a directory, assets. I forget already. Cowboy customizing. Customizing.jpg. I want it in the bottom left, not repeated. Let's see how that looks. I might need to drop it down because it was a bit, it's supposed to be a bit cut off, I think. Alright, refresh, broken. Broken means probably that it can't find that. Unexpected character question mark. What? Did I paste in something? I don't think so. Line 7? I don't have a line 7. What is going on? Oh, maybe it's trying to inline the binary for this. Or something. Like, I can't figure it out, but it must be building it and then... Or, I don't know. Did I get that wrong? No, it's there. Then, is it... I don't know. It says it's in createacoin. But then it says it's like, you need a binary file. Yeah, I think it must have seen this and then like binaryized it. So I want to not do that. Let's open up the Webpack config. I don't think it's set up to handle images yet. Oh, wait, it is. It is. So it's using file loader. I think that's okay. But maybe I want it to use URL loader. Let's see if that helps. I might need to install it. Yeah, it doesn't know URL loader. npm install URL loader. URL loader will just like... I always mix them up. I think file loader might inline it. URL loader leaves it as a URL. I forget. So let's try it now. Okay, failed. Failed. Can't resolve coin. That's my coin module. Why can't it resolve that? Do I need to Huh? Can't resolve coin. Why not? I mean, it was just there, and I was just using it, and I don't know. npm install again. The new Webpack version, though, looks really awesome. It's like 0 config now, so theoretically, for most projects, you wouldn't even need a Webpack config file. If you're comfortable with the defaults, there's like defaults for everything now, so. Let's see if this works. I don't know anymore. Okay, now it is... Oh, I think I get it. So now it's like... Oh, I think I get it all the way now. Like, I think this is the same error I had before. I just misunderstood it. Let's go up and see. Yes. And then, yeah, it's not complaining about create a coin CSS. It's complaining about the JPEG itself. It's JPEG not in this list. Haha. That's why I was like, oh, images are handled, but not JPEGs. JPE question mark J. G, I mean. That means the E is optional. Whoa. Didn't mean to click there. Okay, so... Oh, is my terminal closed? Why is my terminal closed? You get back there. Right about there. Okay. So, is it working now? No. Or is it? You still gotta kill Webpack and restart it. Oh yeah, it works. Does that mean it works here? Yeah. So it's too big, and I want it down a bit. So I think, how do I do that? I need to set a background size, and it's sort of, I guess I can set it based on the size of this whole thing. I kind of want it like a third width-wise, probably. Or a quarter, or something like that. And then I want it down a little bit. So I had like bottom left. I need to be more specific. Okay, you can go down. Bottom left. So I actually want to be more like, whoop. I want to be more like minus. So I think the first number, if you're doing numbers, the first one's going to be like x-axis. So I think 0, but then minus some number or some percent. 10% maybe. Let's see if that drops it down at least. No, it's too high up. So 0 seems right. Here, I'm gonna work on it in the browser, then I can preview as I tweak. No, the background. The background of the intro. So in here, I should be able to just change this number 10%. Oh, it's from the top. Yeah, so I need it to be like, how do you do that? 90%? Like 100%? 100% would mean like align it to the bottom. Oh, I see. So I want it to be like 110%. 125. I also want it smaller, so I'm not really totally sure what number I'll want here, because it'll depend. Yeah, okay, we're dropped below, but I also want it shrunk down to what I say, like a third of the width. And I don't do that very often, so I need to look that up. Background size. Yeah, I was looking that up last week for a different reason, but what I want to do is, oh yeah, background size 30%. It's like exactly what I want, maybe. Background size is not included in the background. Is that it? Kinda. It's way too high, but it's, I think, kind of the right size. I'm really confused now. Why isn't this... Maybe I need to switch the order around. Maybe, like, this is overriding the other. No. Okay, let's work on it again in here so I can see. Yeah, it's like background size is somehow included in background, but I've never figured out how to just use one. Tell me your secrets. Because there's like the regular background attribute, and I guess it also includes size. I don't know. Every time I've ever seen it, they always do straight up background size. Not super important, but I'm curious because it's apparently breaking my thing. Show me just background. Just background. Background. centered and scaled. So, oh, okay. So I can do size. It would go before the URL. Is that right? May only be included immediately after position, separated with the slash character. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So it's actually like here. Like so. That's interesting. Is that gonna work? Yeah, kinda. Oh, right, because I just put this to 100 and whatever, 120 maybe. Let's try that. Yeah, okay. That's really close to what I need, which is this. Really close. I could have it come over. I guess what's different here is this is taller, like there's more vertical space. Right? It's more narrow but like taller. I don't think that's important to the design, that I can get it more like that, but I don't think it's critical. The thing is with this modal, I think it's, oh no, it's fixed. I was gonna say I think it changes size based, but I think if you're really small, tricky. I might need to scale the coin accordingly. See the little cartoon cowboy disappears? Oh no. That's a problem. So I need to make this work on mobile too. Something to think about. Where's mobile? This? Yeah. So if I open it like that, it's already not great. So I can maybe, I don't want to, like, it's tricky because this is JavaScript that's rendering it, so I'd need to have like a resize handler that's scaling it all the time, and I think that's kind of overkill. On the other hand, the other thing I could do is like shrink it all the time, but then I think it's nice to have it bigger on desktop. So I'm not sure. I'll think about that. The cowboy looks fine. If it shrinks, he kind of gets out of the way, so that actually works really well. I can make him a little bit further right, I think, to match. And here he's a little bit moved over. It's a little bit more vertical space, though. I might want that. But too much vertical space then on the phone. Yeah, you know what? I can go down a little bit. What's that, about 20, 30 pixels? So let's see. What do I want to do? I want to make the footer a bit bigger, or I want to make more white space around the coin front back. How should I define this? Or should I just leave it? Maybe it's fine. I can be a bit too much of a pixel perfectionist sometimes. I think percent isn't working great, although it does help him shrink. I think he disappears a bit too much on... Let's pick an actual device. That usually helps. So let's say an iPhone. iPhone looks fine. I'd say make him a bit bigger and not as low, not as far down. Let's make it look good on an iPhone, and then I'll feel a little bit better. So 120, maybe go 110, and not quite 0, but maybe 10% over. See how that looks? A little too far. Let's go 5. Not even that. 2. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Then if it gets bigger, it just graces there. You know what? Yeah, so I want a little bit more I don't know. Actually, now that I look at it, there's not really much more white space there. What there is a bigger button, but you know what? That's only because I'm zoomed in, right? Is it? Like this PDF can be zoomed at whatever size. So maybe it's really hard to tell how big it was intended to be. I think I'm okay. Oop. There it is. I think it's pretty good. I think I'm gonna leave it. Yeah. So I guess that's done. There's these like things you have to click, and I'm not really sure if that implies some kind of interface, because there's already the page 2 where you name your coin. So I assume when you click next it goes to this, right? So anatomy of addressed coin with hotspots that show tooltip on hover. Okay, so they're not meant to be clicked, they're just meant to be hovered, and then it tells you name, front image, rear image, coin value, numbering and issue count, live circulation counter. Those are 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And maybe, I'm gonna guess actually no, I don't know. I can't tell if this blue circle is meant to be there to encourage someone to hover, or if it's just the fact that when you do hover, let me read the wording again. With hotspots that show tooltip on hover. I think hotspot seems to mean it's actually a spot that you can see. So I need to render a blue circle that when you cursor over it, it fills in, I guess, and has a tooltip. I should be able to do that with just CSS. So I want to have 6 of these positioned on the coin. They're not going to be, so the way I have the code split up, I have this coin front back I made last week. I don't want to put these into there because this is the only view of those where it has them. I'm going to put them in, I'm going to wrap this in like a div basically. And then the div will have the coin and it'll also have the 6 hotspots. So let's call it hover hotspot as a class name. And then they'll just have like a title. And I'm just going to use like a title tooltip for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Name your coin. So let me copy and paste from this document. Here it says name your coin, but in the text it says name. Which one do I use? I think the text. Name, front image, and these will all be like absolutely positioned on the coin, I guess. So I need to figure out what those positions are and then style them. So to style them, I'm thinking I'll just use a border. I'll just use a border, rounded corners basically. So it's just going to be a square with rounded corners that makes it look like a circle. And then when you hover, it'll just set the background color to the same as the border color. Then I'm going to have to like mess around with where the positioning is for these, but that's okay. They'll take a little bit of time. Won't be that exciting to watch, I'm afraid. I want to give these each a different class, I guess. That's kind of based on the title, but not really. Front, rear, value, issue, or I'll just do counter. Now I'm wondering if those class names are going to be too generic, that they're going to like, someone's going to use the, I don't know, name and then style that, and it's going to mess up. I don't know. Actually, what I could do is use the title. That's probably rigid, though. I could use the title for styling. I can say, like, oh, the hover hotspot with title name goes here. But then if someone changes that, it's going to break. So I want something in between. Maybe instead of a class, how about, No, of course don't do that. Instead of a class, how about I use a data attribute? Data position. It's kind of weird. Data hotspot. Then I actually don't need a class name at all. I can style based on just that attribute. I don't know if that's weird, but I think it might make sense. Does my logic make any sense to anybody? So I do want to, so what I'm going to say is that anything inside here with a data hotspot attribute is going to be styled with a border. So it's going to be like whatever size, 15 pixels height and width, with a 2 pixel kind of blue. I'll have to figure out what color. And then border radius becomes basically half of the width. I think that'll do it. What does that look like? I have no idea. Don't know where they are. They're somewhere. Oh yeah, it's there. It has a width, height, border, border radius. Oh, I need to say like solid, don't I? Oh yeah, cool. So they're not too bad. I have blue circles. I think I'm gonna want them thicker. That's about... Here, let me get my measuring tool out. This is all like scaled wrong though, so it's kind of silly for me to measure here. But if the whole circle is about 35 pixels, then the border is what, 10? So it's probably like a quarter. So if I go up to 20, border's probably 5. Makes border radius 10. See how that looks. Oh, I need to say blue solid, or solid blue. Okay, let's see how that looks. Color's wrong, but I think thickness is okay. Kind of. Maybe I want to go a pixel short, a pixel less. That's pretty good. So if I can position them correctly and then get the right color in there. Let me install a color picker for Firefox. Then I don't have to open that up in Eyedropper, color picker, which one? Colorzilla. I don't know. Let's open them up and see who has the highest downloads, highest users, highest. This one's not even compatible. This one is... Oh, it's built into... Oh, I see. Where do I get it? Under the web developer menu, Eyedropper. That's even better. Web developer menu. Do they mean in here? Eyedropper. Oh, that's cool. So it's telling me a bunch of different colors. Yeah. This color. 224C96. 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 How's that look? You know what? I bet it's meant to be this color, which isn't that color, but I bet it's meant to be. Right? It's supposed to be whatever that is. This looks wrong because I sampled it from there, but I'd be better off making it consistent with what we're using for the buttons. Where's that color? In here? It's quite a different color. Yeah, let's use that. I think that's coming from Bootstrap. I think it's meant to be that. I don't know, actually, this button is different though. This button looks more like the design. Yeah. Or is it? Is it just that it's hover? How do I turn off hover? Here. Yeah, you know what? It's the same. I'm guessing. Yep, I'll just use that color. Let's see how that looks. That's looking pretty good. Somehow it looks more like this color than when I actually sampled it. I don't understand that. Now, okay, I just need to position here, 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 whatever, wherever these ones are. It's going to take a few minutes. So I need to make my wrapper have a class so I can style all of it all together. I'll just call it, what, coin preview or something? Intro coin preview. So I can actually kind of do it this way. Actually, yeah, I'll just do a simple class preview. What are my thoughts on WordPress? I think it's very popular. I think it's good that there's something in that space. I don't, like my own blog, I wrote the code for it, but my other people I know that have blogs use WordPress. I think it's perfect for them. I kind of regret not, like I'm a PHP developer too, but I don't really know the WordPress API, or like I don't know how to write code for WordPress. If I did, I'd probably feel more comfortable working with it. Yeah, you know, WordPress is free. It's very powerful. It's like, it's a good, I think it's like, it's one of those things where it depends how custom you want to go. You might feel stuck to build something that's like dependent on WordPress, but I feel that way with a lot of frameworks. So if you're not doing something from scratch, you might as well use a platform like that. WordPress is so widely used that I think it'll be around for a long time, or at least have like a fan base that's still supporting it, even if the company ever goes away, for probably, I'd say at least 5 to 10 more years. So I'd feel pretty good about using it. I think it, if you're, so you said you're already working, so you're already doing what, freelance work, or are you a full-time developer? Return to dust? I'd be interested to know. So I'm going to set the preview. Let's call it coin preview. Full-time web dev? Cool, yeah. So are you mostly doing like PHP stuff or client side? Oh, mostly front end. Hi, TraceX Dump. Thanks for watching. Good to see you. Yeah, I would tinker around with WordPress. It's definitely, it's such a major part of the web ecosystem that it's definitely good to be at least familiar with it. It sounds like you are pretty familiar with it, though. Yeah, I think you have to be, he says, I can do a little bit of everything. I think everyone in web is forced to do that, right? Because the web is such a diverse system. Oh, 6 years of WordPress. Yeah, cool. So you know very well that it's a good platform. Yeah, I don't know. There's probably nothing really else in that space even close to that. It's getting old, yeah. Getting old, like you're getting tired of it? Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, I'm glad to be a programming channel here. TraceX, yeah, it's fun. I know Twitch is a bit biased towards the gaming scene. I mean, like, oh, thanks for following too. Yeah, I don't know. I tried to do YouTube videos like this. They weren't live, but I kind of did my own thing. Not freelance work, but still me just messing around or whatever. I think a lot of my audience, maybe not the subscribers, but a lot of people who watch the videos, based on the comments I got, were like expecting tutorials. And I can make tutorials, but that's not what I was doing. I think on Twitch, I feel like you guys are a little more used to, or like what you're expecting is that I'm actually just doing something and you're watching, which is what I want to do. That's what I'm trying to do here. So yeah, I think it works well. I think it's a good platform. I'm having a lot of fun. YouTube is for tutorials. Yeah, I think that's the idea, right? If you're trying to figure out how to do a specific thing, you're going to search YouTube. And if you just see a guy also trying to figure it out, it's the wrong context for it, I think. So Oh, thanks for following. Meowmanize. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna position these. I'm kind of putting it off because it's boring, but it's gotta happen. I'm gonna do it mostly in the browser here, so I can get it right, and then I'll hard code it into the code. If I happen to see you doing something that is relevant, then I should ask you questions. Oh, you mean like... Well, you know what? I wouldn't mind if you asked me random questions. I don't mind that at all. So I'm going to give all these position absolute, which is going to position them within that preview. I'm going to move that up. I think a YouTube channel showing the everyday life of a developer is just fine. Tutorials, you are learning something, but showing real-world scenarios, I think, is a different angle, but can show younger devs what it's like in the workforce. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. And I think my channel, like, has, like, I think people who subscribe get that. I think it's just, like, the broader YouTube world doesn't necessarily get that, or... You know, they'll tune into a video based on the title and be like, oh, this is a tutorial that's going to teach me this thing. And then, for example, I tried to do React Native, right? First time ever using React Native, I made a video. I got it running. I got like the hello world to run. I just walked through the tutorial, got it working. And I was like, yeah, it works. And I got a lot of negative like thumbs down on that video and comments that weren't too happy about it. And I think it's because they were like, yeah, you just walked through the tutorial that anyone else can do. And I didn't show how to do anything in it, right? So it's kind of a disconnect there. Where on Twitch, if I'm like, yeah, I'm going to figure out React Native, no one's going to expect a tutorial here, right? Okay, so I want to move all these up. They're all at the bottom. So if I go top, I think, yeah, top 0. All right, now this isn't great. It's all the way over here. And because this is like shrinking and growing depending on stuff, yeah, I don't know. Make a little opening on the YouTube video, you mean? Yeah, I should, no, I get the ooh and ah. Yeah. I think that's what I'm going for is like, I want to just show what I do. Like, I think the process of figuring stuff out, that's what I'm trying to demonstrate, or that's what I'm like, not exactly teach, but like show actually my process. Because I find like tutorials are a little bit like a cooking show where they're like, here's all the ingredients, they're all cut up already on the table. I'll combine them and then turn around and here's the thing that's already cooked. And that doesn't really show you, like, in tutorials, nobody ever gets an error. And if they do, it's like planned. I want to show like when things go wrong, which they do every 5 minutes or less, right? Like every time you do something, it doesn't work the first time. That's what I'm trying to capture. So I have the front back has this like width 300 right in it. And that's cool. I just want my preview to have the same one, or I want, yeah. So I think if I just put width 300, and then do the same margin auto. You know, this is where I could actually get some vertical space in there. Push that down a bit. Ooh, yeah. Maybe I will. All right, let's do a little bit. 1 EM. Yeah, that's enough. 1 EM. So I'm gonna put that into the coin preview. That's how we programmers learn best. Yes, it's true. It is true. I think to be a programmer, you have to be very comfortable with failure. I don't think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people who tinker with programming and end up not doing it, they get really defeated from that sense of failure that you get every like 5 seconds as a programmer. So you have to be very comfortable with things not working. I'm putting that in the wrong place, for example. It goes in this one. Dead on, yeah, I think so. I think you have to, it's not even like, it's not failure. It's just like when you're doing something, you should have the expectation that it's not going to work on the first try. If you expect everything to work on the first try and it doesn't, you're going to be disappointed a lot as a programmer. So that's, and I think if you watch tutorials, you have this, and you have the sense that like programmers just do everything right on the first try because they, oh, I'm going to have to go for a minute. I will be back in hopefully a couple minutes. Sorry, guys.